where we grow together, in language and in life. You are not just here to learn words or grammar rules. You are here to discover your voice, to unlock your confidence, and to become the kind of person who can express ideas clearly, powerfully, and fearlessly in English. This channel is not only about improving your language skills, it's about transforming the way you think, speak, and live. Think about this for a moment. Every time you speak, you are not just sharing information. You are sharing yourself. Your voice carries your thoughts, your dreams, your personality, and your confidence. English is not simply a subject you study. It's a tool that can open doors to opportunities, friendships, travel, and success across the world. But here's something many people forget. Learning English is also learning how to believe in yourself. Because every new word you learn, every new sentence you speak, proves that you are capable of growth, change, and achievement. When you watch this channel, I don't want you to just memorize English. I want you to live it. I want you to feel inspired to speak, to practice, to fail, to try again, and to improve a little bit every single day. Because real learning doesn't happen when everything is easy. Real learning happens when you keep going, even when it's hard. And just like in life, English will sometimes challenge you. But those challenges are the very things that make you stronger. You might have tried to learn English before and thought, it's too hard, or my accent is not good enough, or I'm too shy to speak. Maybe people laughed at you, or maybe you compared yourself to someone who speaks better. But let me tell you a secret. Everyone starts somewhere. Nobody was born fluent. Every confident speaker you admire today once made mistakes, once felt nervous, once forgot words in the middle of a sentence. The only difference between them and others is this: they didn't give up. They decided to keep learning, one word at a time, one day at a time. That is why I created Read and Learn English. Because I believe that learning English is not just about learning a new language. It's about creating a new version of yourself. A version that is confident, expressive, and full of life. A version that can walk into any room, any country, any situation, and speak with courage. A version that can share ideas, dreams, and feelings with the world. And that world is waiting to hear from you. On this channel, you will not only improve your English, but also transform your mindset. You will learn the words that build your success, the sentences that strengthen your confidence, and the stories that inspire your heart. Every lesson here is designed to teach you English in a way that connects with your emotions, your ambitions, and your goals. Because when you feel something deeply, you remember it. And when you remember it, you use it, naturally, confidently, powerfully. Let me ask you something. Why do you want to learn English? For a better job, to study abroad, to travel, to connect with people, or simply to express yourself more clearly? Whatever your reason, I want you to keep it close to your heart, because that reason, your why, is your motivation. It will push you to practice when you feel tired. It will remind you to watch one more lesson when you feel lazy. It will whisper to you, keep going, when you make mistakes. And here, at Read and Learn English, I will help you protect that motivation, grow it, and turn it into power. Learning a language is like building a bridge between your mind and the world. Every new word is a brick. Every new sentence is a beam. And every moment you practice adds strength to that bridge. At first, the bridge might shake. You might feel uncertain, but as you continue, it becomes stronger, more stable, and one day you will cross it with confidence, speaking English as naturally as you breathe. But this journey isn't only about learning, it's about believing. You must believe that you can do it. You must believe that you are capable, no matter where you start. You must believe that every small step counts, because language learning is not magic, it's progress. And progress is made by ordinary people who take consistent action. That's why, in every video on this channel, I want you to remember this simple truth. English is not your enemy. It is your friend. It will walk with you as you grow. It will challenge you to think differently. And it will reward you when you put your heart into it. The words you learn today can change your life tomorrow. Imagine being able to speak with confidence in an interview, travel the world without fear, make friends from other countries, and share your ideas with millions of people online. That is not a dream. That is your future, if you keep learning. And here's the exciting part. English is not just about learning to speak. It's about learning to think in a new way. When you think in English, you start to see life differently. You begin to express emotions more clearly, to describe dreams more vividly, to understand others more deeply. You become not only a better communicator, but also a more open, confident, and creative person. That's the transformation I want for you. To see English as the key that unlocks the best version of yourself. So, as we begin this journey together, I want to make you a promise. By the end of this video, and every video you watch on Read and Learn English, you will not only learn new words and phrases, but also learn how to think like a winner. You will understand that English is more than vocabulary and grammar. It is the language of opportunity, the language of success, the language of courage. And when you master it, you will find yourself mastering your own life. Maybe right now, you are doubting yourself. Maybe you are thinking, can I really become fluent? Yes, you can. Can I really sound confident when I speak? Yes, you can. Can I really change my life through English? Yes, you absolutely can. Because success begins in your mind, and today we are going to train that mind together. Every time you repeat a sentence after me, every time you write a new word, every time you speak, even when you feel afraid, you are winning. You are building your future, one word at a time. So, take a deep breath and smile. You are in the right place. This is not just another English channel. This is your personal space for learning, motivation, and transformation. So, are you ready? Are you ready to improve your English and improve your life? Then stay with me. Let's read, learn, and grow. Together. Because here at Read and Learn English, your journey to fluency is not just about language, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. Welcome once again, my friend. Let's begin. The power of words. Words carry incredible power, a power many people never stop to notice. They are not just tools for communication. They are the invisible force that shapes how we think, how we feel, and how we live. Every word that leaves our mouth creates a vibration in the world, but more importantly, it creates an echo inside our own minds. The sentences we repeat become the stories we believe, and the stories we believe become the lives we live. This is why learning English, or any language, is not only an academic exercise, it is an act of self-transformation. When you learn new words, you are not just memorizing sounds, you are expanding your world. You are building new ways to think, new ways to dream, and new ways to express who you are. Language is the mirror of the mind. The words you choose every day are a reflection of what you believe about yourself. When someone keeps saying, "I'm not good enough," that belief begins to take root. The brain listens carefully, records the message, and turns it into a habit of thought. But when you choose different words, when you start saying, "I can do this," "I will learn," "I am able," your brain begins to believe in your power. Slowly, confidence replaces doubt, and motivation replaces fear. This is the science of self-talk, and it's the foundation of growth. What you say, you become. So, if you wish to change your life, begin by changing your words. English gives us simple but powerful phrases that can shift the direction of our thoughts. I can, I will, and I am able. Each one carries a different kind of energy. I can is the voice of possibility. It tells your mind that something is within reach. I will is the voice of decision. It declares that you are ready to take action. I am able is the voice of belief. It confirms that you already have what it takes. When these phrases become part of your daily language, they start to build a mindset of achievement. You begin to act differently because you start to think differently. A person who says, "I can," looks for solutions. A person who says, "I will," moves forward without waiting. A person who says, "I am able," already stands tall before the challenge even begins. Most people do not fail because of a lack of skill. They fail because of the words they feed themselves. Think about how often you have heard people say, "I can't speak English," or "I can't remember new words," or "I can't pronounce correctly." Every time that phrase is repeated, it plants another seed of limitation. Over time, those seeds grow into barriers that feel impossible to break. But there is a beautiful way to change that pattern, a small but mighty word that transforms defeat into determination. That word is yet. When you add yet to the end of your sentence, you open the door to growth. I can't speak English yet means I'm still learning. I can't remember all the words yet means I'm improving every day. That single word changes the story completely. It turns failure into progress. It transforms the present into a bridge to the future. This simple English tip may seem small, but it carries life-changing wisdom. Yet is not only a grammatical word, it is a mindset. It teaches patience and perseverance. It reminds you that learning takes time and that every skill grows through practice. So the next time you feel stuck, don't say, "I can't." Say, "I can't yet." Feel the difference inside your heart. The first version closes the door. The second keeps it open. One stops your journey. The other keeps you walking. Yet is hope disguised as a word, and hope is the fuel of all success. When you understand the power of positive words, you start to use language like a sculptor uses clay. You shape your inner world carefully, replacing old patterns with new ones. For example, instead of saying, "I'm terrible at pronunciation," you could say, "My pronunciation is improving." Instead of saying, "I always forget grammar," you could say, "I'm remembering more grammar every day." The meaning is similar, but the emotion is completely different. The first version creates frustration. The second creates encouragement. Positive language doesn't mean lying to yourself. It means choosing words that lead you toward your goal rather than away from it. Even science agrees, that the words we speak influence our actions. When you say something positive, your brain releases chemicals that make you feel motivated and capable. When you say something negative, it releases stress hormones that make you anxious and tired. So when you learn English, you are also training your brain. You are practicing how to control your thoughts, how to replace I can't with I can, and how to move from doubt to confidence. The more you speak positively, the more your mind aligns with success. You can make this practice part of your daily English learning routine. Every morning, look in the mirror and speak 3 sentences. I can learn English. I will speak confidently. I am able to grow every day. Speak them slowly, clearly, and with emotion. Don't just say the words, feel them. Let them sink into your heart. These are not just grammar exercises. They are affirmations of your strength. Over time, you'll notice how differently you approach challenges. A difficult grammar rule will feel like a puzzle instead of a problem. A conversation with a native speaker will feel exciting instead of frightening. Your words will create your reality. Sometimes people ask, can a few words really change my life? The answer is yes, absolutely. Because your life is built one thought, one action, one sentence at a time. The language you choose becomes the lens through which you see the world. If you choose to speak with fear, the world looks full of danger. If you choose to speak with hope, the world becomes full of possibility. English gives you access to millions of inspiring words. Use them wisely. Choose words that lift you, words that remind you of your purpose, words that turn your mistakes into lessons and your lessons into victories. So, remember this truth. Every word you speak in English is also a step toward becoming stronger, wiser, and more confident. The grammar, the pronunciation, the vocabulary, all of that is important, but the energy behind your words matters even more. Use your language to build, not to break. Replace I can't with I can yet. Replace I'm not good with I'm getting better. Replace I'm afraid with I'm learning to be brave. Let your words be the light that guides you through every dark moment of doubt. Language shapes mindset, mindset shapes action, and action shapes destiny. That is the power of words. Every sentence you choose is a seed. Plant positive sentences, and you will grow a garden of success. Fill your speech with belief, and you will begin to live the life you have imagined. It all starts with what you say, and what you say begins right now. Speak with intention, think with purpose, and learn English not only with your mind, but with your heart. Your words are your magic. Use them to create the life you deserve. Life is a game. Learn to play it. Life is like a game, and every new day is a level waiting for you to play. Some levels are easy, some are difficult, but every level has a lesson to teach you. Just like in a video game, you start with little experience, limited skills, and maybe even a bit of fear. You face obstacles, you make mistakes, and sometimes you lose. But as you keep playing, you get better. You learn the patterns, you develop strategies, and you start winning more often. That's how life works too. You don't need to be perfect to begin. You just need to begin. Every mistake becomes practice. Every failure becomes training. And every small win takes you one step closer to mastery. So, instead of worrying about how far you still have to go, focus on how far you've already come. In this game of life, progress is what truly matters, not perfection. When you play a game, you don't quit just because one level is hard. You try again, You experiment, and you keep moving forward. That same attitude is what you need in life and in learning English. Some lessons will seem simple, while others will challenge you. But if you treat them like new levels in your game, you'll always find motivation to continue. Think of learning English as an exciting adventure where you collect new power-ups every day, new words, better pronunciation, stronger confidence. Each new skill you gain is like earning experience points that prepare you for the next stage. When you face a difficult grammar rule, it's not a failure. It's just a boss level. It might take more tries, more patience, and more practice, but when you finally conquer it, you level up. The secret to winning this game is mindset. It's not about being faster than others, but about being better than you were yesterday. The biggest mistake people make is comparing themselves to others. You might look at someone who speaks fluent English and think, they're so lucky, or I'll never be that good. But remember, you are not playing their game. You are playing yours. They started their journey before you. They had their own challenges, their own fears, their own long nights of practice. Instead of comparing your progress with someone else's success, compare your progress with your past self. Were you better today than you were last week? Did you learn a new word, speak a new sentence, or understand something you didn't before? That's progress. That's winning. Let's look at one of today's key words, compare. To compare means to look at two things and see how they are different or similar. But when you compare yourself with others, you lose focus on your own path. Instead, you should compare yourself with the person you were yesterday. Ask yourself, have I improved? The next key word is progress. Progress means moving forward or getting better step by step. Even small progress counts. If yesterday you could say one sentence in English and today you can say two, that's progress. The third word is improve. To improve means to make something better, and improvement happens through repetition and patience. Every time you practice, you improve. Every time you make a mistake and correct it, you improve again. And the fourth word is focus. To focus means to give your full attention to something important. Focus is what helps you stay on your own path instead of being distracted by others' journeys. When you focus on your growth, your improvement becomes unstoppable. In every game, there are distractions, bright lights, side quests, unnecessary goals, and in life, those distractions come as social media comparisons, opinions of others, or fear of failure. But the players who win are the ones who focus on their mission. In your life's game, your mission is growth, learning, and purpose. When you wake up each morning, ask yourself, what can I do today to move one step forward? Maybe you'll read a new English article, watch a video without subtitles, or talk to someone in English for the first time. These may seem like small actions, but each one adds experience points to your life. Every time you take action, you collect invisible rewards, confidence, courage, and clarity. Think about your favorite video games. At the beginning, the first level always feels confusing. You don't know the controls, you make silly mistakes, and you fail easily. But the more you play, the more comfortable you become. Suddenly, what once seemed difficult now feels natural. That's exactly how English learning and personal growth work. The words that felt impossible to pronounce will soon roll off your tongue easily. The grammar that looked complicated will start to make sense. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the you who started this journey is completely different from the you who's standing strong now. That's the beauty of progress. You don't notice it every day, but it's always happening if you keep playing. In this game called life, mistakes are not failures. They are teachers. Every time you fall, you learn something new. Every time you get rejected, you become stronger. Every no you hear today is preparing you for a bigger yes tomorrow. The key is to keep going. Just like a game player who never gives up after losing one level, you must stand up after every setback. When you fail, don't quit. Instead, pause, learn, and continue. The players who reach the end are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who never stop playing. Let's connect this idea with English learning again. When you forget a word, that's not the end. It's a sign that your brain is processing it. When you mispronounce something, that's not a mistake. It's a step toward improvement. When you can't understand everything in a conversation, that's not a failure. It's an opportunity to listen more carefully next time. Every error is a part of your experience points. The more you practice, the stronger your character becomes. Just like a player learns the game mechanics, you are learning the language mechanics. The more you play, the more fluent you become. Another rule of this life game is patience. Sometimes you'll want to skip levels, to reach success faster, but real growth doesn't happen overnight. You can't jump from beginner to fluent in 1 week, just like you can't reach the final level of a game without playing the earlier ones. Each stage has a purpose. Each level prepares you for what comes next. Enjoy every step of the journey. Celebrate every small victory. You don't need to win all at once. You just need to keep moving forward. And remember, in a game, your focus determines your results. If you waste time looking at other players' scores, you lose concentration and fail your own mission. The same happens in life. When you constantly compare yourself to others, you lose energy and direction. But when you focus on your own progress, your own growth, you start to experience real improvement. Keep your eyes on your own path. You are the main character of your story. No one else can play your game for you, and no one else can live your life for you. So, play this game with courage. Wake up every morning ready to learn, ready to grow, ready to collect new life points. When the day gets hard, remember that every challenge is just a new level designed to make you stronger. When you face failure, treat it like a checkpoint, not the end. When you meet success, don't stop. There's always another level ahead. Life is full of opportunities disguised as difficulties. The players who see the lessons hidden inside the hard times are the ones who truly win. The next time you sit down to study English or work on your goals, imagine yourself holding a game controller. You are the player, and the world is your screen. Your words, your actions, and your thoughts are the moves that shape your score. Keep pressing forward. Keep collecting experience. Keep improving. Every new word you learn, every mistake you correct, every day you don't give up. That's how you win this game. Remember the 4 key words: compare, progress, improve, focus. Don't compare yourself to others. Focus on your progress, keep improving, and never lose focus on your goal. Play with passion, live with purpose, and learn with joy. Because life is a game, and you were born to win it. Believe in yourself. always. One of the most powerful lessons you can ever learn in life and in English is this: believe in yourself. These 3 simple words have the power to change everything. When you truly believe in yourself, the world begins to believe in you too. When you doubt yourself, even the easiest task feels heavy. But when you have confidence, even the hardest challenge feels possible. Believing in yourself doesn't mean pretending that you are perfect. It means trusting that you have the strength to grow, the courage to learn, and the patience to improve. Every great achievement begins with that belief. No teacher, no book, no language course can replace it. Your belief is the fuel that powers every step you take. Without it, even the best opportunity will pass you by. With it, even a small chance can turn into something amazing. Think about every successful person you know or admire. Maybe it's a famous athlete, a scientist, a writer, or even someone from your own community. Every one of them faced moments of doubt. They all failed, sometimes many times. But what made them different was not luck. It was belief. When people laughed at their dreams, they kept going. When they failed an exam, lost a job, or faced rejection, they didn't stop believing in themselves. That belief became their strength. It's the same with you and your journey to learn English. You may make mistakes in grammar, forget words, or struggle to speak, but none of those things define you. What defines you is how you respond. Do you give up, or do you say, I can learn, I can improve, I can achieve? Every time you choose belief over doubt, you win a little more of yourself back. Let's talk about the word believe. It's one of the most beautiful words in the English language because it holds both emotion and strength. To believe means to accept that something is true, especially when you can't yet see the result. When you say, I believe in myself, you are not describing what already is. You are describing what you are becoming. Say the word slowly. Believe. It begins softly with B and ends with a gentle leave. When you pronounce it, let the sound flow naturally. Bily. V. Remember, the leave part sounds like leave. Feel how smooth it is? It should sound confident and clear, just like the meaning behind it. When you say, I believe, you are planting a seed of confidence in your heart. The more often you repeat it, the stronger that seed grows. Now let's connect belief with another important word: achieve. To achieve means to reach a goal after effort. The pronunciation is a TSI, I've. Say it with me. Achieve. The ch sound is soft, like in chair, and the I've sounds the same as in believe. Notice the connection? To believe and to achieve share not only a similar sound, but also a similar spirit. You must first believe before you can achieve. Nobody ever achieved something without believing that it was possible first. You can't reach a mountain you don't think you can climb. You can't learn a language you keep telling yourself you're bad at. So start with belief, and achievement will follow. And the third word you should remember is success. To say it correctly, pronounce it as seekses. It begins softly with sa and ends with a strong, confident ses. Listen carefully to the rhythm. Success. The stress is on the second syllable. Success means reaching a goal, completing a mission, or creating something valuable through effort. But here's a truth many people forget. Success doesn't start with results. It starts with mindset. The moment you believe in yourself, you are already successful because you are on the right path. The result will come later, but the belief must come first. Let's look at a few real examples. A young student once said, "I can't speak English because my accent is bad." I told him to change his words, to say, "I am learning to speak English with confidence." He started believing in his progress instead of his problems. Within months, he spoke more clearly than ever before, not because he learned hundreds of new grammar rules, but because he stopped judging himself. His belief opened the door to growth. Another learner told me, "I'll never pass my English exam. I always fail." I asked her to repeat, "I will pass this time because I am preparing better." That small change in belief created motivation. She studied with focus, practiced daily, and passed with high marks. The only thing that changed was her mindset. She started believing in herself, and that belief changed everything else. Belief is not just thinking positively, it's acting on faith. It means doing your best even when you are scared, even when the outcome is uncertain. When you say, "I believe in myself," you are giving yourself permission to try. You are saying, "I trust that I can learn, even if it takes time." That's what learning English, or anything in life, requires. Courage to continue. Every word you learn, every mistake you make, every sentence you practice is a sign that you are growing. Belief keeps you moving forward when fear tries to hold you back. Here are a few simple affirmations you can repeat every day to build your confidence in English and in yourself. Say them slowly, clearly, and with feeling. I believe in myself. I can achieve my goals. I am improving every day. I speak English with confidence. I am proud of my progress. I am becoming fluent and fearless. Each time you say these affirmations, imagine yourself succeeding. Picture yourself speaking English easily, smiling, feeling confident in conversations, or expressing your ideas clearly. Visualization strengthens belief. When your mind can see it, your heart starts to feel it, and your actions begin to follow it. This is not magic. It's mindset. You are training your brain to expect success instead of fear. Remember, your belief in yourself is like a light in a dark room. The stronger you make it, the more darkness disappears. Self-doubt is normal. It visits everyone, but you don't have to let it stay. When you feel afraid, speak belief out loud. Say, "I can do this." When you feel like quitting, whisper to yourself, "I will keep going." When someone doubts you, tell yourself, "Their opinion does not define me." You are the only person who can decide what you are capable of. Nobody can give you belief. You have to build it from within. But once you have it, nothing can take it away. If you ever wonder whether you are good enough, remind yourself of how far you've come. Think about the first time you tried to say a full sentence in English, the first time you watched a movie without subtitles, or the first time you understood a new word just by listening. Those moments are proof that you are improving. And if you could grow that much before, imagine how much more you can achieve with belief guiding you. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. So, keep these 3 words close to your heart. Believe, achieve, success. They are connected like a chain. Belief gives you the courage to start, achievement comes from the effort you give, and success is the reward that follows. Say them clearly, pronounce them with confidence, and live by them daily. Your belief will turn mistakes into lessons, lessons into improvements, and improvements into success. You are capable, you are strong, and you are enough. Always remember, the most important person who must believe in you is you. Stop comparing. Start improving. Comparison is one of the most powerful forces in our lives, and yet it is also one of the most dangerous. From childhood, we are surrounded by comparisons. Teachers compare students, society compares success, and even we compare ourselves every day. But when you are learning English or trying to grow in life, comparison can easily steal your happiness and your progress. The truth is simple. You are not in competition with anyone else. You are only in competition with who you were yesterday. The phrase, you versus you, is not just motivational. It's the most practical mindset you can have. When you stop comparing yourself to others and start improving yourself, you become unstoppable. You stop wasting energy on jealousy or self-doubt and start investing it in your own growth. In English, the word compare means to look at two or more things and find their differences or similarities. We often use comparative forms like better than, stronger than, or smarter than. For example, we say, this book is better than that one, or I am stronger than I was last year. These structures help us describe change and progress. But notice something important here. When you use these words to describe yourself compared with your past self, they become powerful tools for growth. Saying I am better than I was yesterday is healthy. It focuses your attention on your own journey. But saying I am not as good as other people destroys your confidence because it takes your focus away from your personal improvement. The goal of life and learning is not to be better than others. It's to be better than before. Let's explore this idea more deeply. When you compare yourself to others, you are judging your chapter 1 by someone else's chapter 20. You are looking at the result of their years of effort without seeing their struggles, their failures, or their private doubts. You only see the highlight reel, not the behind-the-scenes story. And that kind of comparison creates pain. It tells you that you are not enough, even when you are doing your best. But when you compare yourself to your own past, you see progress. You start to say, last month, I couldn't speak a full English sentence, but now I can. Or, last year, I was afraid to talk to people in English, but now I try without fear. These are signs of real success, the kind that builds confidence from the inside out. In English, comparatives and superlatives help us express differences in degrees. For example, I am more confident than before. My English is better than last year. I am stronger than I used to be. Each of these sentences shows improvement. You can even use the word less to describe reduction in negative traits. I am less afraid than before. I am less distracted than I was last month. The structure is simple, but the meaning is powerful. It gives you a way to measure growth, not competition. You can create your own affirmations using comparative forms. I am better than I was. I am more focused than before. I am calmer than yesterday. When you speak these sentences aloud, they remind your mind that progress is happening right now. The most dangerous comparison is the one that tells you someone else's success means your failure. It's easy to think, that person speaks English fluently, so I'll never be that good. But the truth is, their success has nothing to do with your potential. Their journey is theirs, and yours is yours. They might have started earlier, practiced differently, or simply had more opportunities. But none of that can stop you from improving. If you spend your time watching what others are doing, you lose time to improve yourself. The more attention you give to others, the less focus you have for your own progress. So, the next time you catch yourself comparing, stop and redirect your energy. Ask yourself, what can I do today to be a little better than yesterday? That's the only question that matters. Let's look at the key vocabulary for this lesson. Compare, progress, improve, and focus. The word compare means to examine the difference or similarity between two things. Progress means movement forward or gradual improvement over time. Improve means to make something better through effort or practice. And focus means to give your full attention to one important goal. Together, these words form a powerful sentence. When I stop comparing, I can focus on my progress and improve myself. Repeat that sentence aloud. It's simple, but it captures the entire message of growth and confidence. Here's something important to understand. Real improvement is quiet. You don't always notice it every day. It's like watching a tree grow. You don't see it moving, but every day it grows a little taller, a little stronger, until one day you look up and realize it's huge. That's how progress works. When you practice English daily, even for a few minutes, you are growing. Every mistake you correct, every word you learn, every sentence you practice, it all adds up. But if you keep comparing your English to someone else's, you'll feel small and unmotivated. Don't let that happen. Instead, celebrate your small victories. The first time you speak without fear, the first time you understand a movie scene, the first time you write a message confidently, those are all wins. Let's practice using comparatives for self-growth. I am more confident than I was last week. I speak English better than before. I am less nervous when I talk now. My pronunciation is clearer than yesterday. I am more focused and motivated than ever. These sentences are simple, but they are full of strength. When you use language this way, you are training your brain to see progress instead of problems. Every small step matters because improvement is not about big leaps. It's about consistency. You become stronger each time you repeat, practice, and learn. Now let's add today's phrase of the day. Focus on your own journey. This phrase is short but powerful. To focus on your own journey means to pay attention to your path, your speed, your goals, and your growth. It means ignoring the noise around you and giving your full attention to what matters most, your own progress. Say it slowly. Focus on your own journey. Feel the rhythm of the words. When you truly understand this phrase, you stop wasting time worrying about others. You stop looking sideways and start looking forward. There is a peace that comes when you stop comparing. You begin to enjoy learning again. You stop measuring your value by how others perform. You start seeing your journey as something beautiful and personal. When you focus on your own journey, you don't need to rush. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just keep improving quietly, day by day, until your results speak for themselves. Remember, comparison steals joy, but focus creates growth. So, from today, make a promise to yourself. Stop comparing. Start improving. Use comparatives wisely to compare your past with your present, not yourself with others. Use progress as your motivation. Use focus as your power. And remind yourself every day, I am better than I was. I am improving. I am growing. I am focused on my own journey. If you live by these words, Your growth in English and in life will never stop, because the only person you truly need to beat is the person you were yesterday, and every day you're already winning that game. Be bold. Be different. There comes a moment in everyone's life when they must decide who they truly want to be. A follower who walks the path others have drawn, or a creator who makes a new one. To live fully, to succeed, and to express yourself confidently, you must learn to be bold. Being bold does not mean being rude or reckless. It means having the courage to be yourself, to speak your truth, to follow your dream, and to live in a way that feels honest to you. The word bold in English means brave, confident, and unafraid of taking risks. It is the opposite of ordinary. It is the opposite of fear. When you are bold, you stand tall even when people doubt you. You try even when you might fail. You express your thoughts even when others stay silent. In English and in life, boldness is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Many people are afraid to be bold because they are afraid to be different. They worry about what others will think. They worry about being judged, about making mistakes, about not fitting in. But here is the truth. No great person in history ever became successful by doing what everyone else was doing. Every great inventor, artist, leader, or creator had to go against the crowd at some point. They had to think differently, act differently, and believe differently. To go against the crowd means to do something that most people avoid. It means following your own vision, even if others don't understand it yet. When you go against the crowd, you choose courage over comfort. You choose growth over approval. In English, we also use the phrase stand out. To stand out means to be noticed, to be unique, to shine in your own way. For example, we can say, her ideas stand out because they are creative, or he stands out from the crowd because of his confidence. When you stand out, you are not trying to be better than others. You are simply being yourself so authentically that people notice your originality. Every successful person stands out because they have found what makes them special and use it proudly. In your English journey, standing out might mean speaking even when you are not perfect, sharing your ideas in class, or writing with your own voice instead of copying others. It's about being brave enough to use your individuality as your strength. Another expression you should learn is think outside the box. This phrase means to think creatively, to look beyond traditional or expected ideas. When you think outside the box, you find new solutions, create fresh ideas, and surprise people with your imagination. It's what inventors do when they create something new. It's what great communicators do when they find better ways to connect. In your English learning, thinking outside the box could mean using songs, movies, or personal storytelling to practice instead of just reading textbooks. It means learning in a way that fits your personality. Success comes to those who explore, not just those who memorize. Let's imagine an example. Suppose two students are learning English. One follows every rule carefully, but only repeats what the teacher says. The other experiments with new words, writes their own stories, and practices speaking with friends. The second student makes more mistakes, but also grows faster. Why? Because they are bold. They are willing to take risks. They are not afraid to fail in front of others. Every time they try, they become stronger. Being bold in learning means speaking up even when your grammar isn't perfect, asking questions when you don't understand, and believing that your ideas matter. The students who make mistakes with courage often improve faster than those who stay silent with fear. To be bold also means to trust your inner voice. Sometimes people around you will tell you what you should do, what job to take, what dreams to follow, even how to live. But their experiences are not your experiences. Their limits are not your limits. Only you know what truly makes you happy. If your heart tells you to become a teacher, an artist, a traveler, or even a public speaker, then follow that voice. People may laugh or doubt you, but one day they will admire you for having the courage they didn't have. As the saying goes, success belongs to those who dare to be different. That means only the people who are brave enough to be themselves and take unusual paths reach extraordinary places. Think of the bold people you know, famous or not. Maybe it's Steve Jobs, who thought differently and built Apple when others said he was crazy. Maybe it's Malala Yousafzai, who spoke for girls' education when everyone told her to stay silent. Or maybe it's someone closer to you, a friend who moved to another country alone, a parent who started a new business, or even you, for daring to learn English and improve yourself. These people are bold not because life was easy, but because they refuse to let fear decide for them. Fear says, don't try, you might fail. Boldness says, try, and if you fail, you'll learn and come back stronger. In your English journey, boldness looks like trying new things. Write your first English journal entry, even if it's full of mistakes. Speak in class, even if your accent isn't perfect. Record yourself speaking and listen with curiosity instead of judgment. Every bold step makes you better. Remember, nobody remembers the person who stayed quiet. People remember the one who tried, the one who expressed, the one who dared. To dare means to take action even when you are scared. Every time you dare to speak, you silence your fear a little more. Let's look at a few practical sentences using our new expressions. She stands out because she always has creative ideas. He goes against the crowd by choosing his own career path. We must think outside the box to solve this problem. Being bold helps me learn English faster. Now let's use them as affirmations you can repeat. I am bold, confident, and unafraid to speak. I stand out because I am myself. I go against the crowd and follow my dreams. I think outside the box and find new ways to grow. Say them aloud, clearly and proudly. The more you say them, the more you start to believe them. Remember, speaking is not only about pronunciation, it's about emotion. When you say, I am bold, say it with strength. When you say, I stand out, say it with pride. Your voice has power when it carries belief. Boldness is also about expression. Learning English gives you a new way to express who you are. You can share your ideas with the world, connect with new people, and tell your story. But to do that, you must be brave enough to use your words. Don't hide your voice because of fear. Don't wait until you are perfect. Perfection is not real. Progress is real. Courage is real. Every time you speak, you are growing. Being different doesn't mean being wrong. It means being original. The world doesn't need copies. It needs authentic people. If everyone thought the same, spoke the same, and lived the same, life would be dull. Diversity of thought, of language, of ideas is what makes the world beautiful. When you show your uniqueness, you inspire others to do the same. So don't try to blend in. Don't silence your creativity to please the crowd. Stand out. Go against the crowd. Think outside the box. That is how change happens. In both English and life, boldness is freedom. Freedom to make mistakes. Freedom to dream big. Freedom to express your thoughts and emotions honestly. You will not always be understood, but that's okay. Every bold person was misunderstood at first. What matters is that you understand yourself, trust your heart, trust your path, and trust your ability to grow. Your courage will lead the way. So be bold, my friend. Be different. Let your English learning journey be a reflection of your bravery. Use new words, share your story, and show the world that you are not afraid to stand out. Remember the phrase of the day: focus on your own journey. Combine it with today's lesson. Be bold. Be different. When you live by these words, you don't need to chase success. Success will find you, because those who dare to be different don't just play the game, they change it forever. The power of hard work and habits. Every great success story begins not with talent or luck, but with habits. The things you do every day, your routines, your choices, your small actions, are the invisible threads that weave the fabric of your future. You can dream big, but without daily effort, even the most beautiful dream will fade. Hard work and good habits are what turn your goals into reality. They are the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Many people talk about success as if it is a secret, but the truth is simple. Success is built on consistency, not magic. If you can learn to show up every day, even when you don't feel like it, you will achieve things that others only imagine. Let's start with the word habit. A habit is something you do regularly, often without even thinking about it. Some habits help you grow, like reading, studying, exercising, or practicing English. Others hold you back, like wasting time, complaining, or comparing yourself to others. The good news is that habits can be changed. You can replace bad habits with good ones through awareness and repetition. The second word, routine, is similar, but slightly different. A routine is a set of habits you follow in a specific order, often every day. For example, your morning routine might include waking up early, brushing your teeth, exercising, reading a few pages, and then studying English for 20 minutes. Routines give structure to your day. They help you start with focus and direction instead of chaos and confusion. There is a powerful saying, "Win your morning, win your day." It means that the way you begin your day decides how the rest of it will go. If you start your morning with discipline, peace, and purpose, you will handle challenges with confidence. But if you start it with laziness, stress, or distraction, your day will follow that pattern. Waking up early doesn't just give you extra hours, it gives you mental space. When the world is quiet, your mind is clear. You can think, plan, and prepare for the day ahead. Many successful people, from athletes to entrepreneurs, wake up early not because they love mornings, but because they love progress. Early mornings are your time to grow without interruptions. The next word you must understand is consistency. It comes from the word consistent, which means doing something regularly without stopping. Consistency is more important than intensity. Working hard once a week is good, but working steadily every day, even for a short time, is far better. For example, Studying English for 10 minutes daily will improve you more than studying for 3 hours once a week. Small efforts, done consistently, create huge results over time. Think of water dripping on a rock. One drop does nothing, but many drops over time can carve through stone. That is the power of consistency. And finally, the word discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It is self-control in action. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. Some days you'll feel inspired to study English. Other days, you'll feel tired or distracted. Discipline is what helps you study anyway. It's the voice that says, just 10 more minutes, just one more chapter, just one more try. Discipline builds character because it teaches you to act based on your goals, not your moods. It transforms ordinary people into achievers. Now, let's imagine a disciplined, powerful morning routine. You wake up early, perhaps at 6 o'clock. You stretch your body, drink water, and take a few deep breaths. The world is quiet. You open your notebook or phone and read an English paragraph aloud. You underline new words, repeat difficult pronunciations, and practice one phrase until it feels natural. Then you write one sentence about how you feel today. Maybe something like, I am ready to improve myself. It takes only 15 minutes, but that small habit tells your mind that you are serious about growth. It gives you confidence for the rest of the day. Developing habits like this takes time. You won't change everything overnight, and that's okay. The key is to start small and stay consistent. If you can read 1 page every morning, soon you'll read 2. If you can study for 10 minutes, soon it will become 30. Small habits grow into big results. You can use English itself to describe this process. I am building a routine. I am becoming more disciplined. I am consistent with my goals. Each of these sentences reinforces the identity you want to build. You are not just learning English. You are learning how to live with purpose. Remember that discipline is not punishment. It is freedom. When you have discipline, you are in control of your time, your energy, and your mind. You don't waste hours deciding what to do because your routine already guides you. You don't panic about deadlines because your consistency keeps you prepared. The people who seem to have easy success are usually the ones who worked quietly for years, following habits that others gave up on. Every fluent English speaker once struggled with vocabulary. Every writer once stared at a blank page. Every strong person once started weak, but they kept going. They showed up again and again until hard work became a habit and habit became identity. Let's practice using our vocabulary words in context. Waking up early is a good habit. I follow a morning routine that helps me stay focused. Consistency is the key to improving my English. Discipline helps me study even when I am tired. Now let's turn them into affirmations you can repeat. I am building strong habits that shape my future. I win my morning, and I win my day. I am consistent, patient, and dedicated. My discipline makes me powerful. Repeat these sentences daily until they become part of you. When you wake up each morning, don't rush to your phone or social media. Take a moment for yourself. Read something inspiring, listen to a short English lesson, or write down 3 goals for the day. It could be as simple as learn 5 new words, read 1 English article, or practice speaking for 5 minutes. These actions may seem small, but over time, They build confidence and discipline. Every morning gives you two choices: to continue with your old habits or to create new ones that lead to success. You choose who you become. If you wake up and waste the morning, you lose the rhythm of the day. But if you wake up with purpose, everything else flows naturally. That's why successful people treat mornings like gold. They protect their routines because they know the power of a strong start. The phrase "win your morning, win your day" is not just motivational, it's practical. If you can win the first hour of your day, you already have momentum. You feel productive, confident, and focused. That energy stays with you throughout the day, helping you make better decisions and manage challenges more easily. Each morning, you discipline yourself. You are training your brain for success. You are teaching yourself that your goals matter more than your comfort. And that habit, the habit of choosing growth over ease, will change your life. Hard work doesn't always give immediate results, but it always gives eventual ones. Sometimes you will work for weeks and see no progress, but the results are building quietly beneath the surface. Just like a seed that stays hidden underground before it grows into a plant, your efforts are preparing you for visible success. So keep working, keep building your habits, keep trusting the process. In time, hard work becomes natural. It stops feeling heavy because it becomes who you are. You no longer need motivation to study or practice. You do it automatically because it's your habit. That's when true success begins. You will notice that life feels smoother, easier, and more focused. The power of hard work and habits is not that they make life easy, but that they make you stronger. You no longer wait for the right moment. You create it. You no longer wish for success. You earn it. So remember your vocabulary today: habit, routine, consistency, discipline. Build good habits. Create a daily routine. Stay consistent. Practice discipline. These 4 words are not just lessons in English. They are lessons in life. And if you ever feel lazy or unmotivated, repeat this to yourself: win your morning, win your day. Because the person who controls their habits controls their destiny. Every sunrise is a new chance to become the person you dream of being. Don't waste it. Work for it. One morning, one routine, one habit at a time. Focus deeply. Master one skill. In a world full of distractions, the ability to focus deeply has become one of the rarest and most valuable skills. Most people want to do everything at once. They start learning English, then switch to another hobby, open their phones every 5 minutes, or try to master 10 subjects at the same time. But when your attention is scattered, your results are weak. You can't master English or anything if you study everything at once. Success comes not from doing more, but from doing one thing with total concentration. When you give your full attention to one goal, one task, one skill, you grow faster and stronger than you ever imagined. The secret of mastery is not speed, it's focus. The more deeply you focus, the more deeply you succeed. Deep focus equals deep success. Think about how you learn a language. English has many parts: grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Each part matters, but you don't need to master all of them at the same time. If you try to, you'll feel confused and tired. Instead, focus on one area for a period of time. For example, spend 1 week improving your listening, or 1 month practicing conversation. When you direct all your energy toward one goal, you learn faster and remember longer. It's like using a magnifying glass. When the light is spread out, it warms the paper slowly, but when the light is focused, it burns with power. Your mind works the same way. Focus creates energy. Distraction destroys it. Let's explore what focus really means. To focus means to give your full attention to something important while ignoring everything else. It's not just about doing one thing, it's about doing it with intention. When you are focused, your mind is quiet, your body is calm, and your attention is sharp. You are not thinking about tomorrow or yesterday, you are fully present in the moment. This is where real learning happens. When you study English with deep focus, even 10 minutes can be more powerful than 1 hour of distracted study. You absorb more, understand more, and remember more because your mind is working at its highest level. There's a beautiful phrase in English that captures this idea. One step at a time. It means you don't need to rush. You just take one small action, and then another, and then another. Step by step, you move closer to your goal. Success is not a giant leap. It's a series of small, consistent steps. When you think of learning English, don't imagine climbing the entire mountain in one day. Just focus on taking the next step, learning one new word, improving one sentence, mastering one sound. That's how fluency grows. Every great speaker started with one step at a time. Another phrase you should remember is, practice makes perfect. It's one of the oldest and most powerful English expressions. It means that the more you practice something, the better you become. No one is born fluent or skilled. Every expert started as a beginner. The difference between those who master a skill and those who give up is repetition. When you repeat something many times, your brain creates strong connections. The action becomes easier, faster, and more natural. So if you want to speak English fluently, don't just study once and stop. Practice every day, even if it's for a few minutes. Read aloud, write short paragraphs, listen carefully. Speak with courage. Every time you practice, you move closer to perfection, not because perfection is real, but because progress is. In life, too, deep focus is the foundation of mastery. Look at the greatest athletes, artists, or entrepreneurs. They all built their success by mastering one skill. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't try to play 10 sports. He focused on football. Steve Jobs didn't create every product in the world. He focused on innovation and simplicity. J.K. Rowling didn't write in every genre. She focused on storytelling. The power of mastery comes from narrowing your attention. When you master one thing deeply, it opens doors to many others later. Focus doesn't limit you, it frees you. It teaches you discipline, patience, and strength. But focus is not easy in today's world. Your phone, social media, notifications, and endless entertainment are all fighting for your attention. Every time you check your phone in the middle of studying, your brain loses concentration. It takes several minutes to regain full focus. That's why successful learners protect their attention like treasure. When you study English, put your phone away, close extra tabs, and tell yourself, "This moment belongs to my growth." Give your learning the respect it deserves. It's not about studying all day. It's about studying with full attention for even 1 hour. Quality beats quantity. Let's imagine an example. Suppose 2 students want to improve their English. The first one studies for 3 hours, but keeps checking messages, switching topics, and daydreaming. The second one studies for 1 focused hour, reading aloud, taking notes, and reviewing carefully. After a month, the second student will always be ahead. Why? Because focus multiplies learning. Your mind can only hold one strong thought at a time. When you train it to focus, you increase your power. The more you practice focus, the stronger it becomes, just like a muscle. Here are some simple steps to help you build deep focus in your English learning routine. First, choose one skill to work on for a week, maybe listening or writing. Second, set a specific time each day for that practice. Third, remove all distractions during that time. Fourth, after finishing, take a short break and reward yourself. Over time, this becomes a routine, and your ability to focus grows naturally. The goal is not to force yourself, but to train yourself. Focus is not about pressure, it's about presence. Now let's look at the vocabulary for this lesson. Focus, master, consistency, and concentration. To focus means to give full attention to something. To master means to become very skilled or expert in a particular area. Consistency means doing something regularly without giving up. Concentration means keeping your attention on one thing without getting distracted. These 4 words are connected. Consistency creates focus. Focus creates concentration. Concentration creates mastery. Let's use them in sentences. I focus on one English skill at a time. I want to master pronunciation before moving on. Consistency helps me improve every day. Deep concentration helps me learn faster. Now try repeating these affirmations aloud. I can achieve anything if I focus deeply. One step at a time, I am improving. Practice makes perfect, and I practice every day. Deep focus brings deep success. Remember, your attention is your most valuable resource. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. If you spend your focus on distractions, you strengthen distraction. If you spend it on your goals, you strengthen discipline. That's why you must guard your attention like a warrior guards a treasure. Don't allow your mind to be scattered. Bring it back again and again to what matters. Every time you do, your ability to concentrate grows stronger. In life, most people are busy, but few are productive. The difference is focus. Busy people do many things halfway. Focused people do one thing completely. And the ones who do things completely are the ones who succeed. When you focus deeply on your English, you are not only improving your language, you are training your mind to think clearly, to stay patient, and to stay committed. Those same qualities will help you in your job, relationships, and every dream you chase. So, don't rush. Don't scatter your energy. Don't try to learn everything today. Take it one step at a time. Keep practicing until your skill becomes second nature. Remember that practice makes perfect, not because perfection exists, but because every repetition makes you stronger. Focus deeply, master one thing, and let that mastery build your confidence to conquer the next. When you give your best attention to your learning, you give your best gift to your future. Deep focus is a superpower, and you already have it inside you. Use it, protect it, strengthen it, because when you learn to master your focus, you can master anything. In English, in life, and in every dream you hold, remember this truth. Deep focus equals deep success. Control your mind, control your future. Your mind is the most powerful tool you will ever own. It can create peace or chaos, strength or weakness, success or failure. Everything in your life begins with a single thought, and that thought becomes an emotion, then an action, and finally, a result. If you can control your mind, you can control your future. But if you let your mind control you, if you let fear, anger, or doubt guide your actions, then you will always feel lost and powerless. The good news is that your mind is like a muscle. The more you train it with positive thoughts, calm focus, and discipline, the stronger it becomes. You can shape it, guide it, and teach it to serve you instead of scare you. This is the secret of success, not luck, not talent, but mental control. Let's begin with a few simple but powerful English phrases that describe emotional control. The first is, stay calm. It means to remain peaceful and not panic, even when things go wrong. For example, when I make a mistake in English, I stay calm and try again. Calmness is not weakness. It's power. It's the ability to face problems with a clear head instead of letting emotions take over. The second phrase is, think clearly. It means to make decisions with logic, not fear. For instance, before I speak, I take a breath and think clearly about what I want to say. When you think clearly, you make better choices and solve problems faster. And the third phrase is, control your emotions. This means to manage how you feel instead of reacting without thinking. For example, I control my emotions when someone criticizes me. Controlling your emotions doesn't mean hiding them. It means expressing them wisely, with self-respect and confidence. These three phrases, stay calm, think clearly, control your emotions, are the foundation of emotional intelligence, the skill of understanding and managing your feelings. Emotional intelligence is what allows you to handle stress, communicate well, and keep moving forward even when life is difficult. In English, emotional intelligence helps you respond calmly during conversations, especially when you feel nervous. In life, it helps you stay focused when things don't go as planned. Imagine being able to stay calm in any situation, during an interview, a test, or an argument. That control gives you an advantage because while others panic, you can think clearly and act with wisdom. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant inside, it will grow. If you plant negative thoughts like, I can't, I'm not good enough, or I always fail, then your mind will grow weeds, doubt, fear, and sadness. But if you plant positive thoughts like, I can improve, I'm learning, and I'm strong, then your mind will grow flowers, confidence, motivation, and peace. Every day, you are planting seeds with your thoughts. What you think today will become your reality tomorrow. That's why you must train your thoughts like muscles. You wouldn't expect to grow strong without exercise, right? In the same way, your mind won't grow powerful without practice. Mental training begins with awareness. Notice what you tell yourself throughout the day. Do you criticize yourself often? Do you replay your mistakes? Do you think more about problems than possibilities? If so, it's time to take control. Replace negative sentences with positive ones. For example, change, I'm bad at speaking English, to, I'm improving every day. Change, this is too hard, to, this is a challenge and I can handle it. Change, I'm nervous, to, I'm excited to try. These small shifts train your brain to see opportunities instead of obstacles. The words you use shape the way you think, and the way you think shapes your future. Another key to controlling your mind is discipline. Discipline is not just about doing your work. It's about directing your thoughts. When your mind starts wandering into fear or anger, discipline pulls it back. When you feel like giving up, discipline reminds you why you started. You can practice mental discipline through small daily habits, meditation, journaling, or even 5 minutes of silence before your day begins. During that time, you can repeat affirmations like, I stay calm, I think clearly, I control my emotions. This is how you train your brain to remain strong, even when life becomes noisy. Let's talk about emotional control in everyday situations. Imagine you are speaking English and forget a word. Most learners panic and stop speaking. But if you stay calm, think clearly, and control your emotions, you can use another word, explain your meaning, or even laugh about it. Staying calm turns embarrassment into confidence. Or imagine someone criticizes your English. Instead of getting angry or hurt, you can choose to respond calmly. Thank you for your feedback. I'll try to improve. That's emotional intelligence in action, choosing peace over pride, growth over ego. Every time you control your reaction, you grow stronger inside. Here's another truth. You can't control everything in life, but you can always control how you respond. You can't control the weather, traffic, or what other people say, but you can control your mood, your words, and your effort. That's real power. The most successful people don't have easy lives, they just have calm minds. When others lose control, they stay centered. When others see problems, they see possibilities. You can learn this too. It starts with one simple decision: to be the master of your mind, not its servant. Let's review our key vocabulary from this lesson. Calm means peaceful or relaxed. Clear means easy to understand, free from confusion. Control means to have power over something, to manage it. Emotion means a strong feeling like happiness, anger, or fear. You can practice these words in short sentences. I stay calm when I face problems. I think clearly before I speak. I control my emotions in difficult situations. I train my mind every day. Now, let's turn them into affirmations you can say to yourself. I am calm, focused, and in control. I think clearly and make wise decisions. I control my emotions with strength and grace. My mind is my greatest power, and I train it daily. As you say these sentences, feel their meaning. Breathe deeply. Picture yourself handling your next challenge with calm confidence. The more you practice this mental exercise, the more natural it becomes. Just like you train your body at the gym, you can train your mind through repetition. Every time you stay calm instead of reacting, you strengthen your mental muscles. Every time you choose peace over anger, you gain power. Every time you think clearly under pressure, you move one step closer to success. Here's a simple daily challenge to help you build this habit. Spend 5 minutes each day practicing gratitude in English. Gratitude means focusing on what you already have instead of what you lack. Sit quietly, take a deep breath, and say aloud 3 sentences beginning with, I am thankful for. For example, I am thankful for my health. I am thankful for the chance to learn English. I am thankful for this new day. Gratitude calms the mind and shifts your focus from worry to appreciation. It reminds you that even in difficult times, there are blessings around you. Over time, this simple habit will reprogram your brain to think positively and clearly. Your mind will always try to test you. Some days you'll feel strong and disciplined. Other days you'll feel tired and emotional. But that's okay. Growth isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware. Every time you lose focus, bring your attention back. Every time you feel angry, take a breath before reacting. Every time you doubt yourself, repeat your affirmations. This is how control becomes natural. You are not born with a strong mind. You build it, one thought at a time. So, the next time life challenges you, remember this lesson: success starts in the mind. Before you can achieve anything on the outside, you must first win on the inside. Train your thoughts like muscles. Exercise calmness, focus, and gratitude every day. Don't let your emotions lead you. Let your wisdom lead them. When you master your mind, you master your future. You become unshakable, unstoppable, and unbreakable. Stay calm, think clearly, control your emotions, and watch your life transform, one thought at a time. Conclusion: take action. Today, every journey must come to a moment of reflection, a point where you stop, look back at how far you've come, and realize the progress you've made. You have walked through lessons about life, language, mindset, and purpose. You have learned new English words and new life lessons, but more than that, you have learned how to connect the two, how to use English, not just to speak, but to grow. Each section of this journey has been designed to shape your confidence, strengthen your habits, and awaken your inner power. You've learned that words can transform your thoughts, that belief can move mountains, and that focus can turn effort into success. Now, it's time to take everything you've learned and turn it into action. Because knowledge without action is like a seed that is never planted. It has potential, but it never grows. The true purpose of learning is to use what you know, to take your words, your lessons, and your dreams, and make them real. Think about everything you've discovered along the way. You've learned to believe in yourself and to stop comparing your journey with others. You've learned to be bold, to think differently, to stay consistent, and to build habits that move you closer to your goals. You've discovered that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. You've learned that focus is not about doing more, but about doing what truly matters. You've practiced gratitude, emotional control, and mental discipline. Every one of these lessons is a tool you can use for the rest of your life, not only to learn English faster, but to live with purpose. Each word, each phrase, and each idea has prepared you for one thing: to take action. Taking action is the most important step in any kind of growth. You can listen, you can read, you can dream, but until you do, nothing changes. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is not intelligence, it's courage. Courage to begin, courage to try, courage to fail and still continue. So now I ask you to take that courage and use it today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today. The power to change your life is in your hands right now, in this very moment. Every great transformation begins with one small action. And today your action is simple. Write one sentence in English about your dream. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be long. It just needs to be true. Take a notebook or open your phone and write one line that begins with, "My dream is." It might be, "My dream is to speak English confidently with anyone in the world," or "My dream is to travel and share my ideas," or "My dream is to build a life I'm proud of." Write it with honesty and power. Let the words come from your heart. When you put your dream into words, you give it form. When you say it aloud, you give it strength. And when you act on it, you give it life. This is how dreams become reality. One word, one thought, one action at a time. Remember that English itself is a bridge between your thoughts and the world. Every new word you learn gives you a new way to express your vision, to connect with others, and to open doors that once seemed closed. So, don't just learn English, use English to create your future. You may be thinking, I'll take action when I'm ready. But let me tell you something. You'll never feel fully ready. Nobody does. The best time to begin is always now. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll wait forever. Start small, start imperfect, but start. Write that one sentence, read one page, speak one word, take one step. Action builds momentum, and momentum builds results. Every little step you take today brings you closer to your dream tomorrow. Success doesn't come from one big leap. It comes from small, consistent actions repeated every single day. You've already proven your dedication by learning and improving here. Now let that dedication become a way of life. As you move forward, keep the lessons from this journey close to your heart. Remember the power of your words. The words you speak shape your world. Speak words of belief, not doubt. Say, I can, instead of I can't. Say, I'm improving, instead of I'm failing. Say, I will, instead of maybe someday. Fill your days with words that lift you up. Believe in yourself always, even when nobody else does. Because your voice, your ideas, your story, they all matter. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs your originality, your courage, your perspective. You are already enough, and you are already capable. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Also, remember to protect your focus. The world will always try to distract you with noise, with comparison, with fear. But your mind is your home. Keep it clean and clear. Practice gratitude every morning for 5 minutes. Say in English, I am thankful for my health, my mind, my opportunities. This daily habit keeps your heart calm and your focus strong. Gratitude makes you powerful because it teaches you to see abundance even when life is not easy. The person who can stay calm, think clearly, and act with purpose is the person who can achieve anything. And never forget the magic of discipline. Discipline is the invisible force that transforms dreams into results. It's what helps you wake up early, read one more page, practice one more sentence, and stay strong even when motivation fades. Motivation is the spark that starts the fire, but discipline is the fuel that keeps it burning. Build your life on discipline, and your future will always stay bright. Wake up each morning with the thought, win your morning, win your day. When you control your habits, you control your life. When you control your thoughts, you control your destiny. Now, before this lesson ends, take a deep breath. Think of everything you've learned from the very beginning. You've traveled through words, ideas, and emotions. You've built confidence, strength, and awareness. You've learned to think differently, to act courageously, and to speak powerfully. You've grown not only as an English learner but as a person. That's the true purpose of learning, transformation from within. And today, you are living proof that transformation is possible. The next chapter of your journey is waiting, but this time, you are ready. You have the tools, your belief, your discipline, your focus, your gratitude. You have the skills, your ability to express, to listen, to connect. You have the mindset, the understanding that life is a game you can win if you play it with heart, courage, and persistence. You have everything you need to succeed, and all you have to do is begin. So now, I leave you with a call to action. Don't just close this page or finish this video and go back to your routine. Do something. Write that one sentence about your dream. Say it out loud. Then take one small action that brings you closer to it. Maybe it's reading for 10 minutes. Maybe it's practicing one new phrase. Maybe it's sending a message in English. Whatever it is, do it today. Because action turns learning into transformation. And as you continue this journey, always remember where you started and where you're heading. You are not just learning English. You are learning how to believe, how to focus, how to lead, how to succeed. Every word you learn adds power to your voice, and every time you use that voice, you make your world bigger. So, my friend, take action today. Keep learning, keep speaking, keep growing. Let your words be brave and your heart be strong. Let your mind stay clear and your purpose stay bright. The future is yours to shape, and it begins right now, with one thought, one action, and one powerful sentence. This is Read and Learn English, where your language becomes your power.